Hey guys and dolls, and welcome into another video. My name is Jason, and today we are going to be talking about MP Materials because there has been some breaking news that has just come in the last 24 hours. We are then going to go onto the charts, and I'm going to be talking through some of our plays because we are having that sell-off, just like I said was going to happen yesterday. If you in fact watched this video here that I have linked above, I did say why that was going to be. So if you do want more information as to why the markets are going to be very volatile over the next 3 days, which is what I believe is going to happen, then be sure to check out that video above. And all I ask, if you're new around here, is to hit that like button because that is how we do things. Turn on that notification bell and hit subscribe below and join this family of investors because we are going to be making a ton of money in the markets this year because I am only setting up plays that are going to be for the long term that I believe are going to be absolute winners. So guys, up on my screen you can see that MP Materials has had that sell-off of 15% today, and it is worth noting guys that the majority of stocks in the playlist today are red, and that is again because that growth sector has been hit hard by all of the things that I was talking about yesterday. We can see that the SPY is relatively flat today, and also the Nasdaq is actually up only by 1%. Now if I come over into this article here, you guys can see that MP Materials has actually announced a proposed secondary public offering of common stock by selling stockholders. So what that means guys is that 8 million shares have actually been sold of common stock to certain existing stockholders of the company. So it's inside company members that guys that are selling. Now that doesn't mean that the terms of the volume of shares is going to increase or decrease. It is just insiders selling up those stocks. And guys, MP Materials did IPO about 9 to 10 months ago, and it was actually around $10. It has since gone up over 4 to 5 times. So again, you can understand why they are doing this. They are obviously trying to raise some money there. And again, if that were me and perhaps I was a CEO and I was selling some of those insider shares, then that is going to be a reason to take profits because it is up over 400% guys. So that is very understandable. And again, this is going to allow them to be done within the next 30 days. Now, if we go onto the website, there was actually some more news, which was MP Materials announces its proposed green convertible senior notes offering. So it says that today announced that it plans to offer, subject to market, the other conditions of 500 million principal amount of its green convertible senior notes due in 2026, though a private offering to qualify institutional buyers pursuant of Rule 144A. So guys, MP Materials expects to grant the initial purchasers an option to purchase or exercise within a 30-day period immediately following the pricing date of the offering. Up to an additional 75 million principal amount of notes can also be included. And it says here that MP Materials intends to use the net proceedings from the offering of notes for general corporate purposes to invest the net proceedings in marketable securities or other investments. So that is what they're going to be using that money for, and it's good news guys because it means that institutional investors are involved in buying more stock. They are involved in buying up those shares of MP Materials, which is what you want to see. You want to see large institutions getting involved and having a big stake in a position, because again, if they believe in it, then that is going to give me more conviction and it's going to push that share price up, because when institutions buy guys, they don't just buy with say a few £1,000s, they can buy with absolute high-end conviction of millions of pounds or millions of shares in one sitting. So if we go on to the share price guys, you can see that we have actually had that negative impact, which always happens when you have a public offering. In the short term, the stock does go down, but in the long term, it does mean that they have more cash on their balance sheet. And it is worth noting guys, and if we go into the fourth quarter highlights guys, you can see that Q4 realized prices were up 70% year over year, while cost per ton slightly lowered. And again, they did have outstanding 100% year on year growth at 42 million, adjusted EBITDA of 300% year over year almost as well. So guys, that is really, really good news, and that was actually released very recently. And you can see that they have over 500 million on their balance sheet. So now we are going to be talking about a lot of cash that they are going to have on top of that 500 million because they have just done this direct offering. So again, if we do actually see any touches, especially down onto that 200 SMA, and this does continue to fly down onto this level of support that you can see I am drawing up on the screen here that we have tested many times, 1, 2, 3 times, and we do actually land just around that $38 / the $36 zone, then this could be a really nice chance to start loading up onto those plays of MP for the long term, because I do believe that this company is going to continue growing as the restrictions for Chinese miners, because they control over 80% of the market right now, and this is one of the only stocks out there that are also in that field, and I think that they are going to have those restrictions put on them very, very soon, which is going to allow MP Materials to capitalize on that situation. So moving forward, I think think this is a very good stock, and if we do continue to see that dip down, especially below that 38, and we get to that $36 or $35 range, then this could be a nice place to load the boat. The lowest I believe that this will ever go would be a bottom of $28, and I do think that we would have to see a much broader market correction sell-off in order for this to happen. But guys, always make sure if you are going into a position, this is not financial advice, this is just for education and entertainment only. I can only tell you what I'm doing with my money. Then again, always dollar cost average in, because that's how I play the markets. If you're going to put 100% of your capital in and then it does drop down 10 or 20%, then you are going to feel a bit gutted and a bit left out. So it's always worth dollar cost averaging in, and if you do see any big dips like today when you get those opportunities of 15% drops, then again that could be a nice place to actually deploy a larger amount of capital at once. And again, avoid buying on green days, because that is going to heighten your risk, and always buy on those red days, guys, because those are the sale days, the days that are going to lower your risk, and you're going to get your bang for your buck in your portfolio long term, and that is going to help you become more profitable as an investor. So guys, that is what MP Materials is doing right now. You can see that some of our other plays are down. Again, it is worth talking about the price of Bitcoin, because you guys know I love Bitcoin on this channel, and you can see that we have seen a little bit of a correction today of about 3%, which will affect the stocks of Mara and Riot. And you guys know I'm extremely bullish on both of these stocks. You can see that we have actually passed down now around that 50 and the 100 on the SMA, and we are headed in fact down to the 200. So if we do actually start to come down below that $50 range, guys, and we do in fact test down onto this level of support, which is around about $48, then this could be a really nice place to start loading up, especially if Bitcoin does actually ever have any big drops or pullbacks. Then we are definitely going to see a test onto that 200 SMA, and if we were ever given the gift to buy our Riot play under $40, then that is going to be a true gift in the long term, because again, I do have a price target on this at the end of the year for about $90, plus it could even go up to $100 or even $200 in the long term, because again, we're not quite sure how that price of Bitcoin is going to play out this year. But again, if we do have those giant surges and Bitcoin does actually double up by the end of the year, then this is easily going to be a triple digit stock, because they are associated, guys, with those Bitcoin miners that they do have. So guys, always make sure to do your own due diligence and research. And again, just letting you know that I am watching also our Mara play, and I do think that right now they are at attractive levels. And again, we also have CLEANSPARK, which is just one of those other plays that has also done a direct offering. And if we do in fact break down from this layer of support that you can see down here that has been tested about 3 times before, then again, we can actually expect to have a nice buying opportunity, especially if we do get prices of around $18. That would be a really nice place to start loading our boats, because they have actually got more cash on their balance sheet. And as that price of Bitcoin does start to increase over the year, then we are going to see a fly up of our play. So guys, that makes up just a quick rundown of the markets today. Hit subscribe if you are new and you have made it this far. I just want to say thank you, and I would love to have you on this journey with me. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. It really does help out with the channel and all the hard work that I do put in behind the screen for you guys. We will have the Patreon hopefully set up very first thing of April, so do be sure to look out for that on my channel, because there will be a 45% discount for anyone that does want to come in. It will just be the price of a coffee, so it's not going to be very much at all. So that is just to give you some news there about what is happening in the markets. I hope you did enjoy this video today. Have a fantastic week, stay safe, stay green, and keep that dry powder on the side. And if you have more time and you would like a binge, then I would suggest watching this video right here that I will link, and that is the new SpaceX ETF that is supposed to come out at some point either in April or the very beginning of May at the very latest. And I will break down 5 stocks that I am watching, that I am loading up on right now. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Until then, ciao.